Welcome back, everybody. This is Stout Sportsman. We got Scott over there on the left and myself, Matt. And today's video, we're going to be talking about the Lake Fork Elite event coming up here next week. And we're going to be going through our picks and why we picked those guys. And I think also we're going to cover a little bit of Drain the Lake, too, briefly.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So we're just under a week away because it starts next Thursday. We're shooting this on Friday before the 6th. We're on the 16th. So as always, our picks are subject to change.
Yes.
Weights. And we will be picking our Stout Sportsman team live. Well, not actually live, but on the show.
Yeah.
Because we haven't talked about that. We always fail at game planning.
Right. Yeah, we have. I don't think we've pre-planned our Stout Sportsman picks ahead of time this year yet.
Nope, not at all.
And the results show.
Yeah.
We were absolutely horrible on those picks.
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking, and I don't know how you're thinking about it, but I'm thinking we just go for broke. We go dark horses. You know,
I have some really good dark horses this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Some guys that I dug up good finishes and just have more percentages. So we're gonna try for a home run.
All right, sounds good. So you want to get into it? Like,
do you want to go through? Do you just want to do Stout Sportsman picks first, or do you want to do ours, each one of ours, and then like we've been doing?
Yeah, let's do our picks and then we'll go back. Just because that way, if you pick somebody, like I'm not, because I don't know who you picked.
Yeah, I don't know who you picked. Well, you told me the other day, I think, but
yeah. I actually changed my lineup though.
Okay, I've changed mine a little bit too.
So let's start with weight.
Okay,
let's just get that out there. Let's talk about it because from all signs and what everybody's saying is we're gonna be kind of on a spawn tournament.
Yeah.
So fishing beds.
Fat ladies.
Yep.
Yeah. My weight, I took 111 pounds, 11 ounces. To me, that's a safe number. I actually think that it's going to be 118 to 120, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's more than that. If they are going to be catching a lot of spawning bass, then potentially you could be looking at 125 pounds, or who knows, maybe more.
Yeah, I actually went with 117.5.
Okay.
So I'm right up there, and I actually changed it. I had 105.7 earlier, and then I actually bumped that up. So I'm actually I think it's just under. I think it's like 29.5 pounds a day is roughly 117. So that's where I'm at.
We're just under 6 pound average.
Yep.
Yeah, it's totally doable. You throw a couple 8, 10, 12 pounders in there, and easy peasy.
I think the big thing this week is to see how many guys actually break the century mark, because a lot of times, what was it, one in 2000 or last year 2020
Walters was 104.12, and 2019, which was the spring tournament, there was, I think, two. Was it two? It was Cobb with 114 even, and Paquette with 101.15.
Okay.
Yeah. But I could definitely see probably 4 or 5, century baggers for sure.
All right, so I know Kim's pick was 111.1, so she's pretty much right on track with yours.
Yep.
What was Ann's?
What is it? I can't read that.
Kilograms.
109.2.
Yeah.
It's 109 with 2 ounces.
Okay, let me get out my calculator so I can figure out 0.2.
Right.
That's what went into the website. Right there.
All right. What do we want to do for Stout Sportsman then? Normally we just cut it in half, or split the difference. So 6, so like 114, 2.5.
We'll round up. 114.3.
114.3. All right. All right. Okay, we got weights down. Let's go start us out with A group.
All right, A group. I mean, first of all, A group. I don't think there is really a bad pick.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, any guy there could do it. But I went with the 2020 winner, Patrick Walters.
Really?
He's a good shallow water fisherman. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that, but he does well in Florida. He does well all over the place. And then he's good with his Garmin. I think that's what he uses, the live scope.
Yeah.
So
he's an electronics guy.
Yeah. So I feel, I mean, he's fourth on the list at 11.5%. So I'm not going with the overall favorite,
right?
But I'm also not taking too much of a chance.
Yeah.
And he's on a roll. He's in for Angler of the Year, so I went with him.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm going with one of the northern guys, Seth Fighter.
Okay. Yeah. Also Angler of the Year.
Yes. So last year's tournament he was 11, and 2019 he was 12th. So to me that's pretty consistent, and I like it. That man can fish literally anywhere and do well. And I'm not sure, is he leading the AOY right now?
I think so.
He might be down. He might. If he's not, he's in the top 3 or so.
Yeah.
But he's been consistent all year for me. Well, not for me because I haven't picked him yet, but yeah, for himself, he's been consistent.
Yeah. And I know the only tournament that he was really worried about was the Sabine. Like he said that he hates that place.
Right.
So if he can get through there and do pretty well, the rest of the season probably looks pretty good for him.
Yeah.
So I think right now he's the favorite for Angler of the Year.
Mm-hmm. So originally, when I made my picks for this tournament, I had Corey Johnson as my A group angler, and I kind of veered away from it. So I wanted to find somebody with a little bit more consistency. So yeah. But I don't know. I think Corey will do well. I just don't. Yeah, I think he'll fish Saturday definitely. But for an A group guy, I definitely am 99% sure Fighter will fish Saturday at least.
Yeah. So. I mean, as long as A group, I would pick any of those guys other than Steve Kennedy.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's weird. It's just weird seeing him in the A group nowadays.
Yeah. He was the E group pick for the longest time.
Right. That may sort itself out as the year goes on.
Yeah. All right. Kim had Lee Livesey.
Okay.
She won the favorite, Texas. She picked them last week too for Sabine.
Okay. Yeah, he did. He was top 10.
Yeah.
Did all right. And also took Seth Fighter, same as me. I don't think she saw my picks before she picked
I made mine like 2 weeks ago.
She just likes the dirty llama stash.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to do our Stout Sportsman pick right now, or do we want to cover that after?
Let's just do it after, because I'll pull up on the screen and we'll do that.
All right. That'll make it easier. Okay.
Yep.
I'll start out with the B group.
All right.
Originally, I had Brandon Card, and I was pretty confident because I didn't want to go with Cobb. His percentage too high. So, and then I dug in a little bit deeper, and I'm like, Ed Loughran looks good, and then Stutson looks good. So Ed, I'm not going to go with. He's at 0.5%, which doesn't really matter, but I think he would be a great dark horse pick. But I'm going to go with Stutson Blaylock.
All right.
He's got a couple really good finishes, a 9th and a 16th from the last 2 years. So I think that's a solid B group pick.
All right. I originally had Buddy Gross as my pick.
Mm-hmm.
And after going back and forth, I said, you know what? It's time to start picking rookies. And because I really haven't picked any rookies this year.
Yeah.
And so this guy, won in Florida.
Yep.
So I went with Brian New. He did pretty well fishing that shallow water in Florida. So
yeah,
let's give him a try here.
It should be. It's going to be similar type fishing for sure.
Yeah. And he is at 6%. So
okay, not bad. To segue onto that, and also pick Brian New for B group.
Nice. And Kim went with Ray Hanselman. I think she's going with a Texas. She's definitely going Texas on this list.
Yeah, he what is he, 43rd and a 41st for Hanselman. So
yeah,
not too bad, but he'll be all right.
Yeah. All right, C group.
C group. Now this C group is one of those where the chalk pick is a guy that I love to pick, and he's done exceptionally well, but I'm not sure if I'm going to take him or Derek Hudnall. It's either going to be Keith Combs or Derek Hudnall. Hudnall is 3.3%. Combs is 41.5%, something like that.
He's at 41 as we're taping.
But Hudnall is 19th last year and 14th in 2019. So that's really good consistency. But so is Keith Combs with placed second last year, and then where was he? The other one, 7th.
Right.
I'm probably going to go with the chalk pick on that, and
I went with someone who finished 83rd last year in 2020, but he had a 5th place finish in 2019, and he is probably the northernmost angler in the Elite Series this year.
Gustafson.
Mr. Jeff Gustafson.
Yep.
I really think last year being in the fall,
Yeah,
I don't put as much stock in that outcome as I do as the 2019.
right.
And he's already got a win under his belt, so he's probably fishing a little less pressure this year.
Right. Yeah, he should be a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
And plus, he's in an aluminum boat, so he should be able to get in nice and shallow.
Yep.
Yeah, he fished his what's he fished? The Lund. I think he's in the Lund.
Yeah, I think he's Lund because Cox is Crestliner, and then most of the rest of the guys are all
Express. Yeah. Yep.
That's a loud one there.
I don't get like literally like right behind the computer monitors is the window, and it's like so there's the sound just comes right through, and you know how close the street is to the house. So
People love to take off from the stop sign to the next stop sign.
All right.
So Kim also had Keith Combs. Put that out there.
Okay.
Another Texas guy.
And guess who else took Keith Combs?
And I just see the way Keith Combs has been doing this year. I can't put my eggs in his basket. That's just, to me, there's more chance of him failing than doing well, even though it's like his home water.
Right.
He just hasn't been fishing well.
Yeah, to me, it's really going to be a last minute toss up on if I fish him or if I fish Hudnall. But we'll see.
All right.
D group.
D group.
What do you got?
I have Mr. Jamie Hartman.
The hammer.
8.9%. I didn't like this group at all. I didn't like it
either. And then I started digging a little bit more, and I'm like, I found somebody.
Did you?
Yeah.
I just decided, and let me look again. I think I decided on him just because. Let's see. He was 42nd last year.
Yep.
And where is it? 15th in 2019. So I was like, you know what? That's not too shabby.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been doing very, very good this year. So I figured, maybe it's time for him to actually step up, because usually mid to late season, you start hearing Jamie Hartman a little bit more than you do at the beginning of the seasons.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I can't even recall them even mentioning his name on like Bassmaster Live at all this season, which is odd, very odd. All right, so my D group pick is Chad Pepkins.
I figured after you said about talking about you found something.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, I don't put a whole lot of stock into last year's results being, like a fall tournament, but he was 18th last year, and then I believe 8th in 2019.
Yeah.
For a D group guy, those are pretty good results for me. So, and what's he at? About 13.5%.
Yep.
To me, that's solid. I'll take that all day. Yep.
Sounds good. Kim went with Justin Atkins.
Yep.
Who is still looking to break out.
Yes.
A lot of people had high hopes for him, and he hasn't really done much.
And I'd read, I think one of the pundits had said that he's a really good shallow water fisherman as well, even though like a lot of people wouldn't think. But yeah. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah.
Yep. And for D group, Ann took Micah Frazier. She just had Frazier originally. I'm like, well, which one is it? And she's like, oh, there's more than one. I'm like, well, yeah, there's their brother, Micah, and what's the other one? Mark
and Micah.
Yeah, Mark and Micah.
I think Micah's the only one in that bucket or group. But
yeah, he is.
Yep.
All right.
All right. E group. It's kind of obvious. I mean, Chris Zaldane he's the hometown guy. He is ridiculously heavily picked. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody at
that
62.9.
I mean, you know how I've felt about him this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, 61.8% right now. And that's the only reason I'm taking him.
Yeah.
He lives pretty close there. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, he did fish pretty well at Pickwick.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I'm still kind of on the fence here. I got three guys that I'm interested in, Zaldane being one. But I'm trying to make up points here, and by picking somebody else in the E group, I'm gonna have to hope that Zaldane bombs to like make up ground. But the one other guy that I really like, and then I have a dark horse also, but Jay Yellis. He finished third last year, and he finished 17th in 2019. So for E group, I'm probably going to go with Jay.
Yeah.
And just to try and make up some ground. I mean, nothing against Zaldane, because I think he will have a great tournament, but I just want to do something just a little bit different. And I think Yellis is 4.6. And the other guy, my dark horse is Kyle Monty. So he actually fared pretty well, 24th, and last year 25th, the year before in 2019. So I think that could be a good dark horse pick for somebody.
Just looking at the list, though, a guy who finished second in 2019 is an E bucket at 3.9%. Paquette,
yeah.
So
that baffles me.
I'm actually surprised at that, but at this point, like, I'm doing pretty well this year. I'm at 87.1%, and I've been kind of going up steadily.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just gonna go with the chalk and accept my fate as far as buckety. I'm not gonna go out there too far and lose points to a lot of the field. I'm taking the chalk.
Yeah, I agree. But your situation's different than mine.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of why I said it, because I know you're in a different boat than I am, and I think our strategies are a little different right now.
I'm in a kayak, and you're in a big water boat. I have 3,534 points right now. With I'm at 54.4%. That's not good. So
yeah.
I need to do something. Need to make a move.
And you said you're at 3,500.
35, 34 for points.
Okay, so I'm at 4,006.
Yeah,
so you're looking at 30 something % of the field is within 500.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, you think about that, and it's a couple tournaments, and you can make a big jump. So
yeah, I mean, you have 2 or 3 or 4 1,200 point events or more, and I mean you're right back up there.
Exactly.
Yep.
Kim also took Chris Zaldane.
Naturally. And same for Ann.
Yep.
Chris Zaldane.
All right.
All right, we're gonna pull up the Stout Sportsman picks page, and we'll have at it. All right, we could just literally just put those guys' names in a hat and just pull one.
All right. So do you want to go with? I mean, right now, 47%, 3,233 points.
That's not
so.
Good.
I'm thinking let's just go for the long shots, and
okay.
We'll search this way. How do you want to do this? Do you want me to give you 3?
Yeah, give me 3.
All right. I'm going to give you Drew Cook.
Okay.
John Cox.
Yep.
Corey Johnson.
If we're going to be bold, let's go with Corey Johnson.
All right. All right. Bucket B.
All right. Well, we got to be bold, so we're throwing Cobb right out the window.
That's why I sorted it backwards, because it's it'll be easier to see.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take one. One of them is gonna be a rookie, Justin Hamner.
Okay.
We're gonna go with Taku Ito. I loved watching Taku fish under that bridge last week. That was awesome. Just finesse fishing under that bridge for like a half an hour. I'm like, this is great.
He was a lot of fun. If I can throw that in, he was laying down. He was everything.
And
did you see that rig that he was throwing?
Yes. Yes, that's very interesting to me. I might have to rig something up like that. And the third guy, Ed Lochran.
All right, let's go Taku, because like this guy, like we said it before, like he crushed it last year on the northern swing.
Oh yeah, he did.
And
3 top 10s, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's the first time he ever fished smallmouth. And I know I said it to you last year. I was like, if this guy can figure out the South, like that's all I'm waiting for, is this guy to figure out how to fish down south for largemouth.
Right.
And I mean, the one spot you wouldn't think he would do it is the Sabine. So let's go with him.
Yeah, he's exciting to watch. He's got charisma. He's got energy. He's always happy.
Yeah. All right. C group. Let's see. None of these names. Well, let's start with. Well, there's Mark Frazier. But let's go Derek Hudnall.
Yes.
David Mullins.
Okay.
Or Scott Canterbury.
I'm gonna go with Hudnall just because he was my alternate pick if I don't take Combs.
Okay.
So we'll just do that. All right, for D group. I'm gonna throw What do we got? D. I thought about taking Matt Airy, and then I found Pepkins. Let me think here.
Say Matt Airy has been very underwhelming this year.
Yes, yeah, yes. All right, I'm gonna go with two Asian guys from Texas, Kenta Kimura and Yusuke Miyazaki.
Okay.
And who else do I want? And make it a threesome for Texas and Randy Sullivan.
Let's
I'm gonna make it a tough one for you here.
yeah. Let's go Kenta Kimura.
All right.
I like that name. Kenta Kimura.
Okay. And down to E.
Since you picked two, I picked two. Do you want to just go Garrett Paquette? Like 3.9%. Did very well.
Yes, let's do that.
There we go. That's how you pick a rough team.
Yeah. Now watch this. Watch that lineup end up being like the perfect lineup. that would be stupid.
Yeah. We got to figure out how we talk to Bassmaster about getting our rewards, since both of us are members on our actual accounts. And
yes. Yeah. How are we going to do that?
I don't know. I guess
we'll figure it out. We'll have to pull some money together, and we'll just put it toward like a Stout Sportsman boat or gear or whatever. Sound fair?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but I'm just thinking, like, legitimacy, like just having more than one lineup.
Right.
We'll have to have our marketing manager claim it.
Right, there you go.
All right.
Let's talk about Drain the Lake a little bit.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if they really have much on it.
Yeah, there's not. I don't think there's a whole lot on there, but there's some, I think.
All right. So here, let's pop over here. And you got to set your lineup for Drain the Lake, and you select 8 anglers for each tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And once you use an angler in your lineup for the tournament, you're unable to use them for the rest of the season.
Correct.
And let's see, the anglers in your roster will display in the roster panel on the left.
Mm-hmm.
So as you add them or take them away, they will appear here, and you need 8 of them.
Okay. And there's also a tiebreaker weight on there as well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that weight just carries. I think it's the same as your whatever you picked as your.
Yeah, I believe it is the same. Yep.
Yep. What I would say for this is, I think this is best. Like, I don't think there's any prizes or anything on the line for this yet. I think this is them coming out with another game for everybody to get involved with.
Mm-hmm.
And this is their way of testing it, saying, just throw it out there and let's see what happens for half a season.
Okay.
And I'm guessing maybe after this, they may adjust it. They may keep it the same, but I guess we'll see. I'm not really going to go through mine because I guess, and I think you might be the same way, is like, I don't know what to expect.
Right.
Yet. But I know the concept of basically when you pick somebody, you can no longer use them for the season. So you have to be very choosy.
Yes.
And my thoughts behind this are, we'll see how this year plays out. We will give you some names for each tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But next year we will do separate videos at the beginning of the year for each event to kind of just like put a list together of, who we're looking for at each event.
Right. Yep.
That way, at the beginning of the year, you can have a strategy looking at the entire tournament series, usually 9 events. So you can kind of plan ahead of time,
right,
and not blow your load the first tournament with, eight guys that you cannot not use the rest of the season.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to use up all your northern anglers down south, vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know for me going forward with this is I'm going to look at some locals for each event. I'm going to look at definitely trying to find guys that I can use that are technique specific. So if they're up north, you got a guy that's more of a drop shot fisherman. I'm going to save him for more of the northern events. But then also I need to spread it out and not use, the guys that are like all in bucket A normally.
Right.
Really. So that's my kind of strategy, is to make sure I don't pick just all the top guys that week.
Right.
Kind of spread it out.
Right. To make a correction on the prizes, there actually are prizes for this year. So when you're under fantasy fishing, if you just click on prizes in that top column, individual tournament prizes, there are 30 individual tournament prizes available to be won. Each individual tournament prize consists of a Mercury prize pack to include one Mercury backpack, a Mercury wall clock, Mercury 12-can cooler bag, a Mercury first aid kit, Mercury hat, and Mercury hoodie, as well as a grand prize for the season total, which is round trip airfare to be determined location in Michigan, blah, 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 2-night hotel, and 1-day fishing with Zona.
Sweet.
And 150 spending cash. And also, if the grand prize winner is a Bass member, you will get an extra $500 Bass Pro Shop gift card. So, yeah, there's some prizes.
Okay. And you can tell who the sponsor is. Mercury.
Yeah, it's definitely Mercury. Yep.
All right. Do you want to
rattle off who you're picking for them or not? Are you gonna hold that?
No, I'm gonna just keep that one.
Okay.
I don't even know off the top of my head who I picked.
Okay. I'm gonna rattle mine off, and it's a lot of guys that we've already picked and or talked about. Keith Combs, Ray Hanselman, Kenta Kimura, Lee Livesey, Jay Ellis, Kyle Monty, Derek Hudnall, and Stetson Blaylock. Those are my 8. So a lot of Texas personnel in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's going to be kind of lead like for these events is kind of picking more of the local guys to go in your lineups. Obviously there's, sometimes where you might not want to use a local guy because he's good somewhere else.
Right. Yep.
All right.
Well, how'd everything work out with the trolling motor?
Video will be up Monday.
Okay.
It worked out very well.
I did see the video that quick video you sent me.
Yeah.
Sounded much, much better. I'm happy to see.
It's basically I have a new trolling motor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm happy with that.
Is that quiet? Is it quieter than what it was, or about the same?
Oh, it's quieter than.
Okay, good.
Even going, because the big deal was turning clockwise. The head turning clockwise was just grinding up horribly.
Yeah.
But even turning left was a little bit louder than I would have wanted it. But now with that new steering housing, it's quiet both ways.
Good.
So
very good.
And very easy replacement. I think the toughest thing is there's a little like friction washer that kind of holds the pin for the steering housing to the rest of the trolling motor. And that's kind of a pain, you trying to like pry it off,
right,
and get the pin out. But that was the hardest part. So,
well, it saved you like $2,000 on buying a new one.
Yeah. It was $138 from eBay total. Nice. So not bad. Did the work myself.
Yeah.
Turned out real nice. So I'm excited to see how it works because I know sound is pretty big for fish.
Yes.
So not making that huge noise.
Yeah. Yeah, because that trolling motor, it's not quite a hydro wave. Lake Fork next week, April 22nd through the 25th, Thursday through Sunday, weather permitting as normal. Takeoff 6:45 a.m. Central Time, and weigh-ins 3 p.m. Central Time.
Nice.
Yep. I have not looked at the weather yet, but I don't foresee it being an issue.
Yeah. We'll see.
It's going to be exciting.
All right. I think we've gone 35 minutes, so I think that's good enough for us.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. We could definitely use more subscribers.
Yes. We got to get to at least 750 this year.
Yeah, we're at 539 or 540.
539.
539.
Yep.
So we've definitely made. I think we're over 100 for the year, maybe close to it.
It's pretty close. Yeah. Yep.
So we got a little ways to go, but I think we're headed in the right direction.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is it for our show. Is there anything else you want to say, Matt?
No, other than I think we might go out fishing tomorrow morning. It's going to be a little chilly, but
yeah, like I said, I'd be out there too.
Yeah.
If I wasn't had to go tear down a shed for my mom.
okay.
So
Family.
I'll be out there Sunday. Someday
All
I'm looking at.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll send you pictures when we're on the water.
I don't expect any less. So so that'll do it for us.
Yep.
I'm Scott. He's Matt. We're Stout Sportsmen. Stay stout.
And we're out.